Morning to you. David McCarthy sits up to me today, and he indeed will be giving us financial advice very shortly. The comment lines are open, though, if you want to get through to us on 53995.
In business, knowledge really is power. At Bank of Ireland, we have over 229 years' experience helping local businesses. Talk to your local Bank of Ireland branch in Galway.
Dave, morning to you. We have a number of questions indeed today, and the first thing I'm going to start with is I have a mortgage with AIB. I'm in negative equity, and I noticed recently that they launched a new mortgage to allow you to move to an alternative property. Can you advise on the details of this new offer? What's that about?
Well, basically what AIB and EBS, which AIB own now, are offering is a new product for people who are in negative equity to trade up. And essentially what they're doing is offering you the opportunity, if you meet certain criteria, and that's a big if, to move from your existing house, if you're in negative equity, to a house that's more expensive within certain criteria. So I'll give you a simple example. If you have a house, say that you have a mortgage of 100,000 on with them, and you sell it for 50,000, I know it's a very simple example, you still owe them another 50,000, but the purpose of the sale is to buy a bigger house because you're moving, family, whatever, and you meet an income criteria. And we'll just say the second house cost you 100,000. They will give you a loan on the new house of approximately 92%, so that's 92,000. Remember now, you still owe them 50 off the old one, so they give you a new mortgage for 142,000 basically, even though you paid 100,000 for the new house.
You're not going into that house in negative equity then? Are you not going into that house with negative equity?
You're bringing the negative equity with you. It doesn't solve the negative equity problem and the shortfall on the house you're selling. All you're doing is bringing it with you. You still owe it to the bank, so it's not a question it's been written off, or some of it is been reduced. The limits on it are that the overall new loan is subject to a loan to value of 175%. So, simple example, they'll give you up to 175,000 on in that particular example, and the new loan for the portion of the loan for the new mortgage, the maximum they'll give you is 92%. But the very, I suppose, important issue here is you have to meet certain strict income criteria. There's an awful lot of people who won't qualify for this. Whether or not this is going to work, and whether or not it's advisable for people to avail of a product like this is questionable. I'll give you a couple of examples where people feel trapped in their homes. Say, for example, you move from one part of the country to the other because of your job, and you have a good job where you move to. You've got a house sitting wherever, Cork, wherever, you're renting it. You want to buy a new home, but you can't because you're in negative equity in the old one, and now you're renting, say, in Galway. So for people in that situation, they may be able to avail of a product like this. Another one which is quite common, people buy their first home, then they have children, and the house that they're in is totally inadequate physically for their needs, but feel trapped again because they have negative equity on their house, and again they may be able to avail of this. But I honestly believe that this type of product, and it's available from most of the other banks as well, has limited appeal.
All right. In relation to the new property price register launch, somebody refers to this as being a porn site, really, because it's kind of looking at anyway. What's your reaction to it? Is this being put together by the government to put pressure on people, to be honest, when it comes to house valuations?
No, the background to this is that the Troika wanted some sort of yardstick on the property prices in Ireland, something accurate. There isn't actually anything out there that gives an accurate view of what property prices are or what properties have been selling for. So the property price register.ie, which is the website, has details of all properties sold within the last 3 years as registered through the stamp duty and the land registry. I think here, my own feeling is...
Sorry, is that an accurate figure?
No, I don't have a problem with the... if you look up the prices of sales, I don't have a problem with the accuracy. I think for Irish people it's going to be probably a major social conversational point about, what so-and-so sold their house for down the road. It's supposed to act as a yardstick for people to be able to gauge the property prices in a particular area, but the property market has been so dysfunctional over the last 3 years, you have to really question how, I suppose, accurate, not accurate, but how advantageous this site's going to be.
All right, Dave McCarthy of McCarthy & Associates on 566022. Thank you, Dave, for joining us. Further details can be had by calling Dave on 091 566 022. And Dave will join us next week. Send your questions to Dave McCarthy, Galway Bay FM, Sandy Road in Galway.